What's going on, everybody? SeanPierceJohnson here with this edition of Stompbox Saturday, and on the Stompin' Block today we have the Jupiter version 2 Fuzz from my friends at Walrus Audio. You know, the funny thing about fuzz pedals and me over the last year or so is I've really come to love fuzz. I've gotten so many in for review and I've been attracted to so many of them. It's very funny to see the way that your tastes evolve as you get older. When I was younger, high gain for me was like loud, high gain amplifiers. And to an extent, I still like that sound, but every now and again, I just really enjoy a good high gain fuzz. And the Jupiter, well, that suits me quite nicely. It's a gnarly fuzz pedal with a whole lot of different options for you to find a fuzz sound that works for you. So let's take a look at the controls and see just how we can set our fuzz tone. 3 knobs and 2 switches. The ultimate in simplicity. Knobs for volume, tone, and fuzz, and the toggle switches are a bass toggle switch, which gives you a little bit of a low-end boost depending on the type of amplifier you have, or maybe just the type of fuzz sound you want to go for. And then a 3-way mode selector, which affects the way that the clipping happens in the fuzz circuit. You know, there are variations to the compression of the clipping, there's variations on the tone stack. You'll be able to hear it better than I'm able to explain it. So before we dial in some tones, let's set all knobs at noon, and we'll figure out just how far we can take those knobs in each of the 3 fuzz voicings. We'll start with my favorite position, and that's the far right position, which has a bit more of a big muff vibe to it, a little bit scooped, quite compressed, and just a very, very thick fuzz. Even on a low fuzz setting, this thing has quite a bit of gain to it. Let's turn it up and see how far we can take it. There's so much clipping all the way up that I kind of thought I might be distorting my mic pre's for a second. That's gnarly. Let's go ahead and dial that back to noon. And now let's check out the tone knob on that setting. Talk about muff. Cool, now let's check out how that bass switch affects that particular voicing. Cool. Now let's move on to the second voicing. Gonna turn that back to noon. Now as you change up the modes, you are going to get a little bit more of an increase in volume depending on the mode. Less compression means that you get a little bit more output. So let's set our output and then we'll dial in some tone. That's a loud one. Cool, let's do it. Now the bass switch. All right, now let's check out the last fuzz mode. No Jagger moves. I don't have moves like Jagger. Terrible song. Decent band, terrible song. All right, now let's see how that bass switch affects this one. Well, from something that sounds like it would be more at home in 90s alternative rock, I think that we can get something that sounds like it's more at home and 1960s rock and roll. So the fact that we've got a bunch of different sounds at our disposal means it's time to dial in some tones and have some fun. that, my friends, is the Jupiter V2 from Walrus Audio. A killer-looking pedal and a killer-sounding pedal. I think if I just had one little quirk about it that wasn't exactly something that I loved immediately, is the fact that even in its stock setting, it's a pretty gated fuzz, and it might be kind of nice to hear this circuit just a little bit more open. But even so, the fact that there's so much in there, so many different clipping options, so many different usable fuzz sounds, makes this a very easy choice for a fuzz pedal for somebody who might just be getting into fuzz. I know it's definitely one that I'm looking forward to using in the near future and making some beautiful music with. But hey, that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys thought. Let me know what you thought of the Jupiter in the comments below, and be sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode of Stompbox Saturday. And until then, my friends, I'm SeanPierceJohnson, and I wish you all great tone and happy stomping. Cheers.